Kiedy myślę o Republice Południowej Afryki, pierwsze co przychodzi mi do głowy to krajobraz usiany winnicami oferującymi wspaniałe, nasycone słońcem wino.
Winogrona użyte do wspaniałego wina, które miałam przyjemność spożyć. Tutaj mamy takie baby winogrona. Ogólnie okolica jest przepiękna. Wychodzimy dosłownie z okolicy, gdzie spożywaliśmy sobie wina i wchodzimy tutaj i możemy dotknąć, możemy się przejść i widzimy, że to pochodzi stąd.
Myśląc o RPA, widzę też bogactwo rezerwatów przyrody oraz górskich szlaków. Są też wodospady. Jeziora będące pamiątką trudnej historii naszej planety. Mowa o jeziorach kraterowych, a więc powstałych w wyniku uderzenia meteorytu, komety bądź planetoidy. Wszystko to skonsumuje większość czasu miłośnikom gór, pieszych wędrówek oraz natury. I wreszcie dzikie zwierzęta. I jeszcze więcej dzikich zwierząt. Praktycznie na wyciągnięcie ręki. Kraj zajmujący raptem 1% powierzchni Ziemi jest zamieszkany przez niemal 10% znanych nam gatunków ptaków, ryb oraz roślin, a także 6% gatunków ssaków i gadów. Ale ten piękny obrazek ma też swoją ciemną stronę.
Authorities in South Africa say that more than 70 people have been killed.
A hair-raising attempted robbery in South Africa. Armored car crew coming under gunfire in broad daylight. You can see the bullets ricochet off the windows, leaving spiderweb cracks behind. Crimes like this seem brazen. They are becoming a common occurrence in South Africa.
They are dealing with around 5 to 6 hits a week across South Africa.
There is a hostage situation that's currently unfolding.
Perhaps with murders and rapes. So they've increased again compared to the second quarter of the previous year.
Trzy miasta RPA znajdują się na liście najbardziej niebezpiecznych miast na świecie. W kolejności 15. miejsce zajmuje Kapsztad, 44. Durban, a 46. Port Elizabeth, znany też jako Zatoka Nelsona Mandeli. Jak jednak statystyki mają się do rzeczywistości?
So I'm here with my friend Amit, here in Joburg, with whom I spent over a month already, straight. And he is an expat here in South Africa. He has been living here for the past 5 years and he agreed to speak with me and share some of his experiences. But let's get to the point. When you first came to South Africa, what was it like?
So I'll start with, before even I came to South Africa. So I got an opportunity to come to South Africa to work for some local companies.
All the way from India?
All the way from India. So I obviously did my Google because like everybody knows that South Africa is one of the top 10 countries where this criminal activity is and it's considered as unsafe. So I did my Google and everything, and then what I noticed was a lot of things happen here, but everyone talks about you need to be, if something has to happen to you, you are in the wrong place at the wrong time. So when I came here in 2017 for the first time, first 6 months, to be very honest, first 6 months I was like from my office to home, and I would only step out to buy my groceries or some very essential things that I need to buy. And I was like, oh, I'm in this country for like 6 months and I haven't explored anything. So that was my first reaction. But then I somehow got some confidence that, no, let me at least see the country, because on the other side, when we hear about the crime and everything, South Africa is also considered as one of the top countries for their tourists to visit the nature, the mountains, the hiking places, the adventures that you can get, like a lot of sporting activities, especially Johannesburg, and then you have got like wildlife reserves. South Africa is very much known for its casinos and a lot of things. The beaches towards the south, extreme south, which is Durban and Cape Town, and a lot of activities. So I was like, if so many tourists are coming here, and then there are some news about the crimes and everything. So it's just very much like of a mixed bag. So let me go and explore. So when I first came here, like I told you, first 6 months I was like at home because of the news that I read about this country before even coming here, which is not my normal nature. I like to go out, explore, go see things, what's happening, what's not. Then somehow I got some confidence talking to my colleagues and people, the local people I made friends with in the office. So they were like, no, it's pretty cool. It's just about being at the wrong time, at the wrong place, and that kind of a thing which happens. So yeah, I very much agree, it happens everywhere. But it happens at a little more higher percentage in South Africa.
Yes.
So I said, whatever happens, happens. I must, if I'm here, I left my country to South Africa to explore the country, obviously to work as well. So I must at least go on a weekend. I used to pretty much, go out every weekend, and nothing happened for like 2 years. Like I was like pretty much safe. Yeah, a lot of things happened after my stepping out of the house after the 6 months.
But also, I wonder, how did you perceive, what was maybe your first impression when you came here and you saw all these fenced areas? Because to anyone who wonders, it's not just what books say or, I don't know, maybe some reports say. You have like colonies of sorts around here, they are all fenced. The fences are like wired, it's all electrical kind of thingy. And I bet that you don't really have it in India, or it's not that big of a thing around there, even if?
No, that is not. So my first impression when I came here is like every property, private, public or governmental or everything is like, they have a boundary with like high walls, huge walls. And on top of it is they have got these electric wires. Basically, I tried to check with my local colleagues and everything with whom I work. So they were like, the security system is one of the biggest business here because everyone wants their houses and the property to be secured.
Sektor prywatnej ochrony w RPA jest jednym z największych na świecie. Według oficjalnych danych z listopada 2021 roku zatrudnia ponad 500 000 funkcjonariuszy, przy czym zarejestrowanych jest ponad 2 400 000 osób. Jest też biznesem regulowanym przez specjalnie powołany do tego urząd PSIRA od Private Security Industry Regulatory Authority. W kraju rozwinęło się grubo ponad 11 000 firm ochroniarskich. Relacja liczebności populacji do liczby osób zatrudnionych w policji jest podobna do relacji populacji i osób zatrudnionych w prywatnych firmach ochroniarskich.
So obviously when you have these high walls and cables and electric wires and everything around your house, it comes with a cost. And electricity, as you know, that there is already a lot of cases of load shedding and everything in Africa.
Load shedding, blackout, power outage, power cut, you name it. Tak jak my mamy wiele określeń na deszcz czy śnieg, czy inną formę wspaniałej pogody, Afrykańczycy używają całej gamy terminów, by określić cięcia prądu. W RPA jest to proces do pewnego stopnia przewidywalny. Zambia jest dużo ciekawsza pod tym względem, ale to temat na, mam nadzieję, osobny film. Powód wydaje się być bardzo przyziemny. Budowa infrastruktury elektrycznej w RPA nie dorównywała postępowi technologicznemu i rosnącej populacji. W efekcie podaż prądu w określonych godzinach nie dorównuje popytowi na tenże. Istnieje więc aplikacja ostrzegająca użytkowników o przewidywanych odcięciach od prądu. To jednak tylko część problemu. Drugą stanowi dosyć regularna kradzież części infrastruktury.
It says it has lost about 200 billion rands due to theft and vandalism this year. This remains a major challenge to operations and the reliability of electricity supply.
So obviously it's one of the biggest business, and that speaks about the security. Why do people need their houses to be secured in such a manner? That talks about the thefts and the robberies that happen. So yeah, that was my first impression, like, oh my god. And in India we don't see anything like this, like, you know, in my personal, like, I come from Mumbai and I never faced electricity failure ever, like maybe 1 or 2 times in my maybe 28 years in India. So we don't see this load shedding thing. If there is some connection or some gap or something, that load shedding happens. Plus they have these electrified fences,
Exactly.
which they are trying to keep them safe. So I don't know how it works. There is some major security issue.
It's fascinating to me as well. They also create kind of like cities within the city. So you have like everything within the area that is fenced. So you have some convenience store, you have gym, you have pool, you have all the amenities you can imagine. So you don't even need to go out unless you really need like decent grocery, right? That's pretty telling. Your first place was like that, right?
Yep. So it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, kind of a VIP jail.
Yes, VIP jail.
You have got like 20 blocks or the apartments which they call. So like each apartment will have like 6 flats where 6 families will live. So like a lot of families live in an area which is, you know, covered with boundaries and electric fences and everything. And for an immediate need, you can just shop within the complex, within the apartments for your convenience thing and everything.
Like even pubs are there, right? Even bars are within these areas.
yeah. At some places, yeah. Some rich apartments will have their own pub or something like that within the apartment, so you don't have to go out.
Yeah, that's something that was striking to me at least.
Yeah.
And now that I'm thinking about the stories, let's say, because you said that you thought that it was a bit of a bullshit, that it's such a dangerous country, but you have heard reports from your colleagues, even from your friends, that something's happened to them.
So okay, I'll tell you in detail. And yes, during this period, I heard a lot of things happening to my colleagues. I heard about people, you know, they were robbed at a gunpoint at a shopping mall when they are exiting. So when you are exiting, you have to punch your parking ticket or something at the exit. So it's like, you know, very few seconds. Obviously it's monitored by the CCTV camera and everything. But within that 20-30 seconds, you know, when they are punching their tickets, people came with the gun and then they were robbed. And there were a couple of other incidents, you know, wherein people were at the signal lights, the red lights on the signal. They had their glasses down and they were wearing obviously a lot of Indians, they wear gold rings and bracelets and everything. And these guys were new to South Africa, they were not aware, and they had their phone on the dashboard. So these are some of the things that you should not be doing in South Africa. So maybe some beggars or somebody on this traffic light, they saw it, and maybe they have a team, like, you know, at one signal they saw somebody is with the glass down, he is wearing some gold, a good wristwatch, and maybe his phone was on the dashboard, maybe for GPS thingy or whatever. Maybe they send some signals to the other people who are waiting on the other stop, the signal light. And when he reached there, he stopped there. He was robbed.
Yeah, I mean, we experienced some organized crime, we believe. I mean, we will get to that.
Ask myself, where's the police? Fuck these police. Fuck these police.